Good afternoon, Southern Idaho, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Aimee Burnett. The search is on across the Magic Valley after two businesses were robbed at gunpoint in less than 12 hours. Joey Martin for Idaho's First News has been following these cases all day and joins us live from the site of the Twin Falls robbery. Joey, what do we know as of now? Good evening and thanks for tuning in to Idaho's First News. I'm Aimee Burnett. A number of vehicles burglarized in Twin Falls in less than 24 hours. The parents of a man killed in a confrontation with police in Utah have filed suit against two officers accused in his death. From mirrors that dress you to shelves that practically restock themselves, many stores could soon be giving customers a better shopping experience with some cutting-edge innovations. The search for the missing sheriff's canine in Twin Falls County is over. Thanks for watching the news at 6. I'm Aimee Burnett. Twin Falls police and fire crews were called to a Twin Falls Pizza Hut this afternoon, but it wasn't to grab a bite to eat. A white Ford pickup crashed into the front of the building around 5. Now, Idaho is one of the fastest growing states in the nation, coming in 9th place according to the U.S. Census. The Gem State saw a 1.3% increase in growth during that time.
Rachel Holt.
First Federal Savings Bank made a big announcement this morning. The bank is celebrating 100 years of business by giving back to the community. Rachel Holt for Idaho's First News was at the corporate offices today and tells us about the big announcement. Good evening and thanks for tuning in to Idaho's First News at 9. I'm Aimee Burnett. The Twin Falls County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a body was found floating in the Snake River this afternoon. A Gooding home is badly damaged after a fire broke out overnight. Gooding and Wendell fire crews spent most of the night on the scene of the fire in the 700 block of 8th Avenue East. A water line in Twin Falls broke this morning, sending city crews scrambling to maintain order. Thanks for watching the news at 6. I'm Aimee Burnett. Joey Martin for Idaho's First News joins us live from the intersection where it happened. Joey, what's the latest? Domestic violence is once again being thrust into the national spotlight as the NFL cracks down on players. The obesity rate in Idaho continues to climb, now sitting at 23rd highest in the nation. We were talking earlier about a shift in the dairy industry that's gone from seasonal to full-time. Talk to me a little bit about that.
It's another great day out here at the Twin Falls County Fair. I'm joined now by Larry Hiskett, Willie's Washboard Jamboree. Tell us about your show. The Twin Falls County Fair is in full swing with lots of activity and shows. Coming up after the break, I will talk one-on-one and tell you all about a popular show this year, Wild About Monkeys.
They can be very affectionate.
Well, I saw some of your affection earlier. You want to give a demonstration?
Like maybe, can I have a kiss? That's a hug, but how about a kiss? Oh, that's so sweet of you. I appreciate it.
Very sweet. Joe, I'm here at the Franklin Building Supply stage in Filer, and I have to say, this year's fair food selection is impressive. Funnel cakes, elephant ears still remain today, but as time changes, so do people's tastes. All right, time to get you in the know this morning. We are talking with Sean Berger of the Twin Falls Chamber of Commerce. We've got some pretty exciting things going on over by the Visitor Center.
We do.
Joe, Austin Riggs is a typical teenager. He loves football, hunting, and he's looking forward to college. But Austin has an extraordinary story thanks to the nonprofit organization Hunt of a Lifetime.
I was diagnosed 3 years ago in December. It was in my lymph nodes from my waist up.
15-year-old Austin Riggs is a cancer survivor. He was diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2011. A lifelong hunter, Austin retreated to the woods to heal.
I was taking chemo and radiation. I still was out in the woods. I'd go out in a tree stand and I'd be so sick I couldn't. I'd wake up for 15-20 minutes and I'd go back to sleep. And Grandpa would give me my shots out there in the tree stand and I'd still hunt and I'd still shoot my deer.
For Austin, being in the woods with his grandpa is like being home.
I started out hunting with him since I was 3 years old in a tree stand. Shot my first deer when I was 6 with him. And I've just hunted ever since, consistent. We'll just share stories and talk about school and football and stuff like that.
Every moment we can, we're in the woods together. I've spent hundreds of hours in the woods with him.
It was during treatment that Austin learned of a unique hunting opportunity.
Well, when Austin was sick with cancer and they came through the hospital with a Make-A-Wish and was telling him he could go to Disney World or ride on a cruise ship, and he said, I want to go hunting. And I said, well, we don't offer a hunt.
Later, Austin's caseworker returned with paperwork for Hunt of a Lifetime.
You know, when times are tough, everyone needs a dream, and looking forward to a hunt like this, a very special hunt, I think is really a great thing for the kids to have to dream for.
Bryant Dunn son is one of many volunteers who offer services free of charge to keep the program running.
Elk hunting in Idaho is spectacular. We've got the third highest population of any state in the country, about 100,000 animals, a little more. We're going to go out and work some pretty rough country. We're going to be climbing mountains, gaining sometimes as much as maybe 2,000 vertical feet in a day and covering several miles. We'll be hunting with a rifle, but it's going to be very challenging.
And in the end, Austin went home with a trophy for his wall and memories to last a lifetime.
It looks like a good bull. Congratulations! You just killed a beautiful bull.
In Fairfield, Aimee Burnett, Idaho's First News. With winter weather in full swing, the Twin Falls Streets Department is working overtime.
We've got 650 miles of road in the city.
With just 5 trucks, department workers hit the streets. But their work begins long before the storm arrives.
Depending on what the amount of snow that we're expected, we'll come in and we'll start pre-wetting. We have a lot of problem areas.
They target the most dangerous roads and intersections first, like this steep hill on Grandview, which connects with Addison Avenue at the bottom.
We use mag chloride, or we use another product if it's below 20 degrees called geomelt. It creates a surface between the pavement and the ice so the ice won't stick and we can plow it off easier.
Behind the scenes, protocols are in place at the city level to help the streets department.
We have officers that are on patrol 24/7, obviously, and they're seeing the streets and they're driving those streets at all hours of the day and night.
Part of their job is to identify the more dangerous streets and dispatch the plows. In emergency situations where the city is unable to keep up with the ice buildup, city leaders will notify the public.
Through either our website, through local media, and we're working on an alert ID system that will be able to text people to let them know that we would just rather they stay home.
Keeping citizens informed and safe is their top priority. In Twin Falls, Aimee Burnett.
We begin with a developing story out of Minidoka County where the Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting. It's a story you heard here first on Idaho's First News at 5. Aimee Burnett for Idaho's First News has been following the story. She joins us now from the studio with the details. Aimee.
Joe, the Minidoka County Sheriff's Office is releasing few details in the case, but here's what we do know. Shots rang out in a rural part of Heyburn Friday afternoon. Multiple law enforcement agencies responded after receiving a 911 call. At least 2 homes are being investigated. Hannelore Fabrash's husband came home around 3:30 and noticed cop cars at a home down the street.
And so he went through the back door into the house to put up the groceries, and he noticed our front door was broken in. So he went back out to tell the police person, and he immediately escorted him off our land, our property, and there has been apparently a shooting down the road, and my house became a crime scene.
It was several hours before she was allowed to enter her home. It's not clear if her home was where the incident originated or if it started at a separate location. Law enforcement officials are not releasing who was shot and whether there were any fatalities. In an interview this evening, Minidoka County Sheriff Eric Snar had this to say.
At this point in time, I'm not able to release too much information. We do have a mile-long stretch of the road shut off at this point. It's an ongoing investigation. There's obviously more than one area that we're looking into.
Now we're told there is a press conference sometime tomorrow morning. We will continue to follow this story very closely and will bring you the latest information as it becomes available. In the studio, Aimee Burnett, Idaho's